What did you call me? Gotcha, didn't I, you little sucker?
You know, that's just like, your opinion, man.
Fuck you too!
So this video is going to be a heavy learning curve in music copyright law. Holy fuck. What are we doing here? Where are we? What has happened? Where's the studio? The editing room? The bright light? Oh, there's still fucking bright lights. But you hear me. What the fuck has happened? Well, today I figured we'd film out in the main room because I have formed a tradition amongst myself and my friends, really, that whenever we happen to have a drinking night, it usually devolves into a course of sharing favorite songs from certain musicals. And as you probably read by the title, this film is about fucking musicals. So I'm gonna crack a few for this one. Try not to pay any attention to the consistency of these drinks because I'm not gonna worry about the fucking levels and all that bullshit. It is what it is. So, let's talk about musicals. When I first started this video, I was kind of thinking, is it just the most common place for musicals to be released and they become cult classics? Because for the most part, people aren't too enticed by a musical as far as going to the theatre goes. Seeing something on Broadway or something, that's a different story. Pretty much every musical really has found success on a stage somehow. But as far as the cinema and what draws the main broad audience, musicals kind of fall to the wayside a bit. They're subject to a lot of scrutiny, a lot of hate, a lot of bullshit. If you like a musical, you might as well be fucking gay, or you might as well suck dick, or you might fuck men.
I mean, it just seems kind of gay, doesn't it?
I don't know, maybe, yeah.
Well, do you think you're part of some, like, gay beat-up underworld? Like one of those gay beat-up clubs or something?
I don't know, I dig chicks, man. I don't remember any of it, I was so fucked up. I might be gay, I don't know.
They're not always duds either. They're fucking beautiful and they're gorgeous, and anyone of any kind of sex, gender, mindset should be able to enjoy them. Maybe not of any age. I think some of these are a bit mature in their content. It's like I said when I first went into this, I was kind of thinking, oh shit, have musicals just kind of cursed to be a flop at the box office and then find success down the road because of such things? As I was looking into it, it's not too shabby. I mean, you've got things such as Les Miserables, which was pretty big in 2012, I believe. And then you've got the recent Wicked, that was massive. And from back in the day, we have the classics of, say, like the entry musicals that you would watch, such as Lion King, Tarzan, Beauty and the Beast, Hunchback of Notre Dame, fucking Anastasia, all that shit. You know the types. I want to talk about the live actions, if you will. The live action musicals. And this is all in build to something in particular, because I'm very passionate about this shit. Very much so. It hurts me to my cock to fucking see the shit thrown upon musicals and anything in that genre. It's all treated like every fucking movie is like, why do people sing? It makes no sense to sing. If you're killing someone, why would you be singing as you kill them? If you're in an office job, no one would join you. There are like 6 people singing along with you. It makes no fucking sense. I hate it. To which I say, grow up. It's a fucking form of cinema and entertainment. You ever watch a music video? I get it. It's kind of music from start to finish, other than the music videos that don't have that. They've got like little skits in the middle, or like they've got dialogue that leads up to it, which I actually do have a problem with. Song, start it and finish it with your fucking visuals. Stop interrupting the middle of that fucking song with some skit that I have to skim through when I'm on the piss. That's your own bullshit. Anyways. Anything I say here, if it's a bit abrupt, guess what I can do? I can't stop it, man. It's just it takes over me. I can blame it on the drink. What I'm doing today, despite every best effort I have been doing to come across as a dickhead, my actual intentions are to kind of praise these movies because I love them so fucking much. And I know there's so many of you out there that love them too. So I'm gonna start as I have the past couple videos actually, just by listing off some cool movies. Some cool musical movies. So entry level, as we discussed, is probably like the animateds from the 90s specifically. But then you've got the actual live action introductions to this stuff. So I think Blues Brothers is a perfect introduction to musicals. It moves like a fucking freight train and it never loses steam. It's kind of oozing with style. It's got that fuck you aggressive attitude of the 70s whilst remaining in its own pocket of, I guess, appropriateness for broad audiences. Dancing is some of the best I've ever seen put to film, and that's mainly just because of how ludicrous it is. I love the fucking absurdism that's going on. I often describe it as a PG version of Grand Theft Auto. It's really this love letter to soul, to blues, and it's all done in black suits, sunglasses, and a mission from God.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes, it's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
It's very easy to watch. In the same vein, Tenacious D.
Can't you see he's the man? Let me hear you applaud. He is more than a man. He's a shiny golden god. If you think it's time to fucking rock and fucking roll out of control, well then you know you've got to rock the block. You fucking sock my fucking cock.
Now the Pick of Destiny is pretty much just rock and roll stupidity at its fucking finest. It's foul-mouthed. It's very self-aware, it's very overblown. At its core, it's this beautiful friendship arc that is unashamed to be as dumb as it needs to be, but at the same time, carrying a lot of this momentum and weight, and it balances this kind of dynamic between the two on a fucking tightrope that never goes overboard. It does what it needs to do, and I think it's probably one of the best films you could ever watch whilst downing a fuckload of alcohol. And you can't beat Jack Black and Kyle Gass having a one-off with the devil. Fuck yeah, for fuck's sakes. Oh, got it all over Scooby-Doo! Fuck me, what did Scooby do? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck did Scooby do? Because I Scooby don't know. What was I getting at? One that's also very entry level that I'm very happy is starting to get more praise is Prince of Egypt.
This was my home. All this pain and devastation, how it tortures me inside. All the innocent who suffer from your stubbornness and pride.
Prince of Egypt rocked my fucking socks off in school. Undoubtedly amazing. Love that shit. I remember, because I went to a Christian school when I was younger, my teachers were like, look at me putting that back in the same spot it fucking spilled. Bullshit. My teachers would stop it. They'd start and stop it all the time, being like, this happened, this really happened. Play. This didn't happen, this didn't happen, you know? It was interesting. And they'd play it every other year at school. The Prince of Egypt has these breathtaking visuals and I guess songs that feel really, you can feel the weight of the biblical meaning and purpose behind them. It has such fucking reverence, yet never loses the raw human heart beneath any of its fucking grandeur. Half of these tracks kind of feel like prophecy set to music, and there are shots in this film that are just so far ahead of its time. But in that same vein, in the same vein of Christian musicals and whatnot, Joseph Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Those Canaan days we used to know, where have they gone? Where
If I could put it into a genre, it would be glitter. It's very camp, but it's so beautifully charming and it's so radiant. It's got charisma. That's how I describe it. It's got charisma and it speaks to the child in you that isn't afraid. It's way too smart for what it is as well, which is, you'll know what I mean if you watch it. Whilst maybe not an entry level, it's a great kids musical, and if you watch it when you're younger, it will probably translate into being this kind of musical that it sticks with you. Close Every Door is phenomenal. Such a fucking awesome song.
Close every door to me. Keep those I love from me. Chill
Sorry, my little kitty cats are running around at the moment. I might show you them later. They're fucking each other in the corner there. The level above those, I would say, not so much entry level, but they're ones that require a little more of a mature brain to absorb. Whilst the songs are good, they don't transcend a genre like, say, something like Lion King would. They don't transcend into the populace where anyone can hear it and love it. It's more so you either love it or you don't, or you hear it a few times and then you respect it and you love it, and then so on and so forth. So I would say Phantom of the Opera. You've seen my review of that in Defense Against Bad Movies. That is one that was very close to my heart, but I'll skim over that. Then we got Little Shop of Horrors. I mentioned that briefly in the same video.
Does it have to be human? Does it have to be mine? Where am I supposed to get it?
Feed me, Seymour. Feed me all night long.
Little Shop of Horrors, my god, probably my favorite Rick Moranis movie, if I'm being honest. I know he's got a few crazy good movies out there that are close to everyone's hearts, but that one in particular. I've always loved this film, man. From its mix of dark comedy, its, you know, catchy songs, over-the-top characters. It's pretty much endlessly entertaining to me. I find myself drawn to the clever blend of that campy fun and slightly sinister undertones. And I think the practical effects with Audrey too are some of the most impressively charming in just about any musical I've seen. They had an alternate ending that I didn't know existed until I was showing my mate on Blu-ray. I was flabbergasted to not just see the usual happy ending. It kind of blew my fucking mind out of my socks, really. And you'll know what I mean if you've ever actually seen it yourself. Rick Moranis was the standout to me. He was singing his ass off. I know a lot of people look at Ellen Greene as the standout as Audrey, and she is amazing, but
I don't know. Come on, boy. I don't know. Lighten up.
Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, this fucking gentleman right here.
All right, you, sir, how about a shave? Come and visit your good friend Sweeney. You, sir, too, sir, welcome to the grave. I will have vengeance. I will have salvation.
That film was a dud. I remember that being the case. And no one fucking wanted to see it because I didn't even want to see it as a kid. I saw the trailer and I was like, Johnny Depp in this gruesome fucking Victorian era movie about slitting people's throats, and then I saw the trailer as a kid and I thought, I'm not gonna fucking bother seeing all this singing and shit. But I did see it. I literally saw it the moment it came out, when it wasn't in cinema and it came on TV. I saw it and I thought to myself, you fucking moron. I love this film for basically its unapologetic brutality. Honestly, it's hypnotic. The cast is amazing, and I think something that kind of bleeds through is that the musical isn't afraid to be ugly and grotesque, whilst all wrapped in this kind of tragic, romantic bow. These musicals have a lot to offer. Even one of the most, I want to say, commercially successful IPs that Disney has under its belt was a flop on its release, essentially, and that's A Nightmare Before Christmas. And A Nightmare Before Christmas, as the majority of us know, is fucking brilliant.
Making Christmas is so fine.
It's ours this time, and won't the children be surprised? It's ours this time. Making Christmas. Making Christmas. Making Christmas. Time to give them something fun. They'll talk about for years to come. Let's have a cheer from everyone.
It's time to party.
Absolutely timeless. Amazing. It paves the stage for a lot of shit. I mean, Tim Burton was saying it, and goddamn it, he succeeded, where he was mentioning that he was trying to create a kids film that's something that he would want, because he's the weird, dark nerd, essentially, and that's looked down upon. There's not a lot of media for that kind of genre of kid. It spoke directly to me, it spoke directly to a lot of people. The rest is history, really.
As anyone can see, we're simply meant to be.
And the ones that are more commercially successful, like, say, The Greatest Showman. The Greatest Showman is a weird one because whilst I do appreciate it and I love it and I can enjoy it, It's very commercial, if that makes any sense. The songs, whilst awesome, absolutely powerful songs, and don't get me wrong, whenever there are shots going down, I cannot help but think. I cannot help but think of The Other Side. It's such a good musical, but it has been layered with like very fine-tuned... I can't remember what it came out, but it sounds like it came out in like the early 2010s. That's what it sounds like to me, and I can't unhear that. But having said this, it is ultimately this vibrant celebration of, I guess, ambition, imagination, I mean, above all, acceptance. It's one of those films that follows that kind of rise from a humble beginning. It explores the cost of chasing this fame and fortune, but also reminds us that, I guess, true success lies in family, love, and embracing the unique and the weird. And with these powerful musical numbers and these lavish fucking visuals, it delivers this feel-good message about daring to dream and shining as brightly as your authentic self can in the face of adversity, which I think is ultimately more endearing than my simple dislike of just how safe the music itself sounds. And another musical is Hamilton. If I could describe Hamilton, it would be that it's like this rapid love letter to hip-hop and R&B, and it just kind of owns its shit. It's not afraid to switch between styles. It's kind of this lyrical, dense journey about America's forefathers. It's witty, it's emotional. I love the way they tackle the character of Burr. They could have easily made him a villain. One that came out in Australia was 2022, but America was 21, was Cyrano.
Every letter makes me lose my reason. Every word is like your kindest touch. And if I told you how much I need you, would you give me yourself or turn and run?
Cyrano I would describe as poetry in film carnate. It's kinda like this aching romance where no one wins, really. You've got people who seek love, whatever that so happens to mean to them as an individual, and they never truly get it. It's all about this trying to attain the unattainable, and that unattainability is love. It's this thing that everyone thinks is one thing, but it turns out to be another, and it would be so much simpler if we just put our bullshit aside and acknowledge that. But we're very attached to what we think is love, and we'll do just about anything to either get it or bury our heads in the sand and pretend it doesn't exist. I fucking love it. I absolutely love Cyrano. It never fails to get me in some kind of melancholic mood by the end of it. When I saw Cyrano in the cinemas, I was blown the fuck away, and I left that movie theater in a, it was one of those movies that I kind of left in a trance, if you will. Put my keys back into the car and I was driving home. It was nighttime, probably 10 p.m. or some shit by the time it wrapped up. I immediately had to, before I took off, find on Spotify the album. I was listening back to the songs, and you kind of just go on your little romantic tangent in your brain of really feeling out these emotions that this, honestly, this fucking masterpiece makes you feel. The standout to me in that was Peter Dinklage and, was it Kevin Harrison is his name? The real standout to me in that movie was Haley Bennett. Her lungs during I Need More, fucking insane. I need more. I need more. I need ways of desire to come over me and teardrops on the floor. I could only dream of being able to reach the pitches that she reached. And like Les Miserables 2012, I keep thinking it's 2012, they did it live. They didn't do that kind of backing track shit or post. Cyrano's one you should check out.
Then you'd better improve your regurgitation skills.
All right. I need you. I was an idiot to believe I did, and I apologize.
You need me?
Always.
Am I essential?
Of course.
Will you say my words without pedantry, prevarication, or quibbling? Just say yes.
Now that I've got my little list of favourite musicals out of the way, probably missing a few, but fuck it. What I'm here for is to, once again, stick in the ground my little flag post and defend a movie. A movie that I did not expect too much from. A movie that I thought was maybe going to be dog shit, but going with an open mind because I saw the trailer and I really liked what I saw. A movie that I think has been subject to too much criticism by the online populace of people who are either too young to understand it, too arrogant to want to, or too up in arms and ready for a lynching for something that they haven't even fucking seen. Better Man.
Hell is gone and heaven's here. There's nothing left for you to fear. Shake your ass, come over here. Now scream. I'm a burning effigy of everything I used to be. You're my wreck of empathy, my dear. So come on, let me entertain you.
Now, I'm not going to sit here trying to defend Robbie Williams as a human being. I don't know the cunt. I've never met the fucking guy. He could be the nicest dude on earth. He could be the cuntiest human on earth. I don't fucking know him. It doesn't matter if you think he was relevant back in the day or relevant now, or his music was great then, or it's shit now, or it was shit then and it's shit now, or whatever the fuck you think. This movie was so unjustly criticized for nothing. For fucking absolutely nothing. It is such an amazing film, and it's bullshit that so many people have jumped on this bandwagon of hating the shit. What, you can't understand a monkey? A monkey? I can't understand a monkey. Let's take the film Sinners. It's not a musical, obviously. I mean, aside from some fucking groovy jams in there, it's not a musical. There is a musical segment in it where it's going through the ages, where music transcends the time and it's drawing in these supernatural vampires. That was told in a very artistic fashion, and no one questioned it because they understood it. Yet no one can understand a fucking monkey. I call bullshit. Because of the general populace and the buzz surrounding Sinners and being able to and people gushing over that fucking scene, I refuse to believe that that same massive populace of people can't understand a simple monkey being used as an expression of the self. You're not an idiot. I know you're not an idiot. You're pretending to be an idiot to dogpile onto something you've never seen. Pure and simple. So, with that little ghastly rant out of the way, I'm not attacking you, I promise. I'm trying my best. I'm simply just frustrated at the route that this movie went down. This is what started the thought pattern towards this video, which is, are all musicals cult classics because they flop when they first come out and then people realize how good they are down the fucking road? And my revelation to the making of this is that no, that's not the case. But it is the case sometimes. And this is one of those times. So if you bear with me, I want to explain why this film is so good and why it meant a lot to me as well. Because at the end of the day, everything is subjective, cinema is subjective. If you don't like the film, after you've seen it and you can honestly say you've detached those fucking pretenses I mentioned earlier, then sweet, you didn't like it. However, I know that's not the case for the majority of people. For 90% of the fucking people who criticize this movie, they've never seen it or they wanted with all their soul to hate it. So with that said, and I'm going to come back to that at the end, with that said, these are the reasons why I think it's fantastic. Better Man is one of the wildest musical biopics you'll probably ever see. It tells the story of Robbie Williams with this kind of audacious flair, and it weaves between these raw emotional beats, and it's really about his rise with Take That, the unraveling under pressure, substance abuse, his fractured sense of self, and then his eventual redemption. It's surreal, it's deeply human, it blends spectacle with self-scrutiny, and for the people who actually saw this film and reviewed it for what it was, as far as I can tell, people kind of praise its emotional authenticity and its boldness and how it's refreshingly honest. Now I remember people got really caught up on it, the whole chimp thing. I can say all day that I find it super obvious, but to those who don't know what the fuck was up. It's basically that Robbie Williams sees himself as a performing monkey, this cheeky, self-aware image of fame, performance, addiction, and vulnerability. The director, Michael Gracie, he leaned into that by casting him as the CGI chimp that we got. He said that it was to strip away distractions of actor likeness and to amplify the emotional empathy. And honestly, as far as a creative goes, it also made it a lot easier when telling the story over these different ages. You didn't need all these different actors playing the one dude. Now, behind the scenes, convincing studios to back this biopic, you know, a biopic starring a fucking monkey, it apparently took a lot of serious effort. And Gracie admitted that there were a lot of no's before any kind of executive warmed to the idea. And funnily enough, obviously so I think looking at it, but it was the studio that was behind Planet of the Apes that brought this chimp to life. And you can find plenty of their videos about how they achieved the likeness, and down to the tattoos and how not to make it look like just a monkey with a buzz cut and all that shit, or a receding hairline. It's cool fucking stuff. They really got his mannerisms down to a key, which is fucking awesome. Cinematography, it's beautiful. Looks great, the ape looks great. It's a beautiful film. The dancing choreography is awesome. As you can expect from Michael Gracie, he's a fantastic director. He knows what the fuck he's doing. He's willing to pour a lot of time into a lot of his scenes. Whenever there's a kind of musical number involved, it's like a game of Where's Wally. It's this beautiful in-depth picture with so much information going on at the same time. One of the moments that blew my mind was the rock DJ song, and that whole sequence. There's these 500 actual dancers, by the way. 500 fucking dancers were shot on location over, I think it was 4 nights. And the shoot was a last second thing from what I remember seeing. And they kind of had to dive into their own money, that like the director and Robbie that was, to make this shit happen. Now I don't know if you noticed, but just a little tinge to how, like, to the depth of this fucking scene. This is a note on just how great some of the subtle work that went into this film is. Take a look at these little angels lighting up, and they go one by one by one until finally it's behind him and its angel's wings are spread, and you just wouldn't fucking know. You're just like, oh sweet, like this works really well, the rhythm is really working for me, but I don't know exactly why. It just looks good. The story is a classic kind of coming of age, self-revelation, self-destruction, actualization of awakening kind of tale that we've seen a few times. Robbie has this relatability about him that very few other biopics reach, because whilst a lot of them share very similar aspects of chaos, narcissism, and fallout, they all, to me anyway, come across with this level of sophistication that it's almost as if they're mythologized, where they were always as awesome as they've always been. Whereas Robbie, he's this one of us. He comes across as this working class, foul-mouthed, dumb cunt who all he wants to do is dance and shake his ass and sing. And through this journey he goes on, he finds that his attention is placed within people that don't matter, and into things that truly do not matter. They're all materialistic, and this self-destruction, this isolation and alienation of everybody around him just to feed this demon and to fuel this machine that will not stop. He ends up treating himself as a machine by just pounding copious amounts of cocaine. Finally, upon reaching this mountaintop, only then that he realizes that through the drugs and the sex and the violence, that this is it. There's nothing, there's no higher place to go. And once you're there, and all your demons are screaming at you in their loudest form, well, what the fuck else is there to do? Where do you go from there? So when finally one of the people he loves most in this world dies, it's this massive shockwave that's the straw that broke the camel's back, and it sows the seeds for this peak of self-destruction. And as far as the music genre goes, as far as biopics goes, yeah, there are some great ones out there, like the Elton John one, Rocket Man, or like fucking The Jazz Player, whatever the fuck that movie was called, I forget. It's been a while now since I've seen it. I actually did like it though. And then Bohemian Rhapsody. They're great, but we've seen them now so many times. We know what the story is. Struggling star comes into some kind of power where they achieve their dream, they take drugs, something happens, and they probably die, and if they don't, they damn near get close until they get sober. We've seen this story so many times. That's why I was a little skeptical of this movie at first, but when I saw the monkey, I thought, breath of fresh air. Other people thought, I've seen Planet of the Apes before, fuck this. Hate Robbie Williams, haven't ever seen him in my country before. Who is he? He's a has-been. Fuck this narcissistic prick. Why should I learn about this? I don't know this, therefore I shouldn't learn it. I understand wanting to not like something and seeing it get really popular and have this, and it actually be pretty decent. For example, and this is actually a tangent that makes sense, I'm not the biggest fan of Timothée Chalamet, I'll be quite honest. I think he's probably an alright guy in person for what I'm seeing. I actually don't want to throw shade on him, I really don't. But I don't see him as a leading actor. He's too not manly. I know that's not the way it should be, but he's not ripped. I don't see him overpowering a fucking Batista. I don't see him leading the charge on people. I don't see a fucking grizzled veteran wanting to follow him into war. I don't see it. And as far as acting goes, he can do alright. I can't see the range there. But, having said that, I love the films he's in. And that translates into this next point. A Complete Unknown came out, and I don't want to do this, but I'm about to. So god damn it, I'm wearing this fucking cap right now because I belong to the sea. I belong to the sea of bullshit right now. And that bullshit is, I'm going to tear down another film to prop this one up.
You guys are fighting over who's gonna be the next hotshot, huh? Is that what's happening? Yes, that's exactly what's happening.
I can't believe this fucking Complete Unknown movie got so much praise. It has no fucking plot to me. It is someone who wasn't famous, got famous, and finished up being famous because he didn't want to play music that he got famous off. I know there's probably more to it than that, but that's what the vibe I got from it was. There was nothing interesting going on in the frames. There was nothing noteworthy that I haven't seen before. But then Better Man gets thrown under this fucking hate bus. There are scenes and segments that hold emotional gravitas that other films cannot hold a candle to that came out in a very similar time that got a lot less fucking bullshit. There are details in this movie that it doesn't bludgeon you over the head with trying to say, look how smart I am. It lies under the surface and it doesn't mind letting you find these things maybe the second or third time watching, because I didn't see some of this shit until maybe my fourth viewing of the fucking picture. So there's a spin he does during the opening song Feel that comes back to him using it on stage. There's also the throw with the mic that his dad does when he's younger that he evolves into his little fucking awesome flip thing with the microphone constantly. There's a moment in the beginning of the film where he's doing a kids talent show and he falls to the floor. That same shot is used later when he's older and he's on the floor, essentially in the grips of alcohol poisoning. During the Rock DJ, he's going through the whole wardrobe of his boy band days. The hallucinations he starts seeing that manifest as this disgusting self-hatred in forms of other versions of himself are all in get-ups from other music videos that he's done. All of what I've just said sounds like it would be something super obvious. It's not. It's thrown by the wayside because it doesn't want to bludgeon you with this bullshit. It wants you to just, if you're a fan, you see it, or if you start paying attention, you'll see it. But it's not like, hey, this is the red coat. Oh, look, those are all the suits. See what? It doesn't do any of that. It just wants you to kind of exist in this world and know this story. And the implementations of songs are awesome. They're fucking amazing. Even the new one written for the credit sequence, Forbidden Road, is a banger. Fucking banger. After you've finished watching the film and you've gone through this whole journey, by the way, the songs that they have re-recorded and reinvigorated from the classics, French Kiss moment, because they have re-sparked my love for them at the very least. And I honestly loved the publicity run for this movie. It's brought out these awesome live performances from Robbie that I haven't seen in quite a while. I'm trying to think of a human being that wouldn't like these songs, and all I can think is if you don't like these songs, you wouldn't like me, so you probably wouldn't be watching this video anyway, so whoever's still around, I'm telling you, you'd fucking love it. So I'm all over the joint here. I actually probably shouldn't have been drinking for this, now that I'm thinking about it. This is probably my most passive-aggressive, I'm talking at you rather than with you video. But god damn it, tradition is tradition. And by the time you finish watching this movie, you'll be absolutely floored that you didn't earlier. There are three, if I'm thinking about it properly, moments that kind of left my jaw on the floor. But other than that, as far as like a technical standout, let's say you're into fighting and you watch fighting movies, you see them and you're kind of picking it apart inside your brain. You're like, hey, he grabbed him there. Why didn't he let go? He could have just snapped his fucking arm. Or if you're like, you're into guns, you're like, that gun doesn't make that sound. It doesn't have that many rounds in it, etc. It's like that when you're a film addict. You're kind of watching it like, how the fuck did they make this? So when you're watching scenes, you go, oh, it cuts that way, blah, 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 and you kind of get sucked out a little. You've got to turn that voice off a little. But in this, I couldn't help but bring it back on because I was flabbergasted as to how the fuck they did some shit. Now I know because there's been behind the scenes and all these interviews and shit. But at the time I was, how the fuck did they do that? I guess more than anything, I was just very disappointed to come out of this film loving it as much as I did. And then to see the fallout, the mere hatred from people who had never seen it before. But I know it resonated. On a positive note, I want to leave this on a positive note because I'm not sure how this has come across really, but on a positive note, I have noticed that more people have been, in their little memes on social media, have been singing My Way by Frank Sinatra, which I think is a product of this movie because this is going to sound sacrilege. I know it is, and I'm ready for the fallout. I think Robbie Williams does a better My Way than Frank Sinatra does. I think he covered it better. I think I hear someone at the door. No, it's not.
Yeah, sure. You think Frank Sinatra's worse than Robbie Williams?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
It's
say
on the
it.
fucking
Robbie
door.
Williams.
Fuck yeah.
But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. Let the record show I took the blow and did it my way.
On a very personal note, and I promise this didn't impact my love of the movie really at all. I loved it regardless, but it's definitely worthy of mention, is that I see a lot of my own relationship with my mother through Robbie's and his nans. You tackle with very early in your life the concept of your parents passing on without you, and that's one that this film leans fairly heavily into. Angel's sequence hits particularly hard because I don't want to envision my greatest fear for the most part, and one of my greatest fears is something that is inevitable, and what is inevitable is that I will be here on this planet alone without my folks involved in any kind of way. And being states away, it does get a little hard thinking about that. Let's say you live with someone in a loving household, a loving relationship, whether it be parents, friends, whatever the fuck. You live with them for ages. You kind of take it for granted because you're there 24/7 all the time. It goes for years. You're used to it. But then something happens one day, whether it be because of a job, you just happen to move somehow, but you find yourself away from them for a long time, and then you start drifting, and then suddenly there's no contact. Or you still love them, but because life takes over, you just don't talk as much as you used to, you don't see them. Suddenly you realize that, particularly with anyone that's older, every moment that you're not with them is a moment that you'll never get back. It eventually accumulates and you realize that they are already gone before you've seen them. For what you used to see in maybe a couple months, now they're gone. Because what you'd see in a couple months usually was seen over the course of 3 years, and time just flies and suddenly they're not with you anymore. And that is a very moving, poignant point of this movie, that your journey, whilst it is your right to have your journey, there is a part of selfishness that plays into that, and you pay a big price for that selfishness. But it's not your fault, it's not anyone's fault, it's just something you have to do if you want to achieve sacrifice. And that film kind of drips and oozes layers of that emotion tenfold. But getting off that bullshit, as a last sentiment, something that's also cool about this movie is that you fucking, you get to this point where afterwards, you want to look up all the live performances to kind of check them against the original. You go, I wonder how that actually looked.
You guessed it, folks. And now the end is near. If you know the word, sing up. If you don't, shut up, it'll sound crap. You guessed it, folks. And now the end is near. If you know the word, sing up. If you don't, shut up, it'll sound crap.
And for the most part, it's pretty good. Like, they've taken their artistic liberties and shit and changed stuff for the story, but it's pretty fucking good. You know, I just love this movie, man. And thank you. I love you if you even took the time to listen to this, regardless of your stance on the film. Just do me a solid. If you haven't seen it, go in with an open mind and watch it. It really is something, and I think it's tragic that it's been treated the way it has. And I'm just some random dude talking shit about movies, making Halo fucking music videos here and there, and just trying to live my life in butt fucking nowhere, Australia. But this life thing, we're all in it together. Maybe I'm getting a little too deep for a monkey singing, but it is what it is. And at the end of the day, Better Man isn't just a musical biopic. It's refreshing. It's a daring hybrid of metaphor, visual wonder, and to me, it's breathed a lot of fresh life back into this dead fucking genre that's been overdone to the shithouse. I can't imagine seeing this film done any other way by anyone else. I'm looking forward to seeing what the next musical holds in store, which next one takes my fancy. Now, I'm obsessed with Robbie Williams for a second, and I think something's going to take its place because, yeah, when I was younger, it was Phantom of the Opera, but you've heard this fucking a million times from me. Anyways, I love you guys. As always, stay lovely. You wait. I'll be fucking putting on the music to drink to now. I gotta go out after this as well. Fuck me, what have I done? Yeah, as always, stay beautiful, keep loving yourself. I'll do the same if I can. I've been leaning down this entire video. It's stupid, it makes me look like I got a hunch. I'm just used to doing it in there, so I should have been up like this, motherfucker. But that ain't the case. Stay beautiful out there, love what you love, and love it passionately. Don't let anyone bullshit ya. Till next time.
That's about it.
See you at the party, Richter.